Hello, readers. Or I guess I should say, hello, writers. Our focus today is going to be writing a summary of a nonfiction article or story or book or magazine, whatever it is we're reading. And we're going to be using the SAAC method, which I will be explaining shortly. Now, of course, if we're going to learn how to summarize nonfiction, we first need to have some nonfiction. So we've written an article, and we're going to use this article to write a summary. Let's read the article together. You can read it out loud or you can read it to yourself. Amazing animal adaptations. Animals across the world have unique adaptations that help them survive in their specific habitats. These adaptations, or special traits, help animals find food, protect themselves, or adjust to changes in the environment. Let's explore some incredible examples of adaptations and how they benefit animals. Many animals use camouflage to blend in with their surroundings. For example, the Arctic fox has a thick white coat in winter that matches the snow, making it difficult for predators to spot. When summer arrives, its coat changes to brown to blend in with the rocks and plants. This color change helps the Arctic fox stay hidden from both predators and prey throughout the year. Animals like ducks, otters, and frogs have webbed feet, which are perfect for swimming. These webbed feet act like paddles, allowing the animals to move quickly and smoothly through water. This adaptation is helpful for animals that spend a lot of time in or near water, as it makes them faster swimmers and better hunters. In colder climates, some animals, like bears, have the adaptation of hibernation. During the winter, when food is scarce, bears go into a deep sleep called hibernation. Their bodies slow down, so they don't need as much food or energy. This adaptation allows them to survive the winter months when food is harder to find. Now that we've read the article, and I'm going to keep the article in front of us for this lesson, we need to know what the SAAC summary is. The SAAC summary, to start, this first part, the SAAC, is really for your topic sentence, your main idea sentence. It's what is going to frame up our paragraph summary. The S stands for state it, which you put the name of the article and the type of writing. A is for assign. Use the author's name or the publication. A would be for the action. Choose a verb like explains or tells, maybe even teaches. C, complete the sentence and use your main topic. Now, we know, or we should know, that when we are reading a nonfiction article or story or textbook even, that usually the beginning of the chapter, the beginning of the article is where we're going to find the main idea. And so we can look there as well. So hopefully you have a graphic organizer. If not, you can draw one on your paper. And we're going to use that first paragraph up here to really kind of figure out what we're going to be using to fill out the SAAC. So, S, state it. What's the name of the article? It is Amazing Animal Adaptations. And what type of writing is it? It's an article. Next, we're going to assign it. Now, because of copyright, I just wrote this one myself. So on this one, I'm just going to write Mr. Wolf. An action would be explains or tells. Now, as you read the entire article, what did I do? I kind of explains about the amazing animal adaptations. And what was this whole article about? It was about adaptations that help them survive in their habitats. So it would have been about adaptations that help animals survive in their habitats. Now, I'm going to take all that and I'm going to write our SAAC introductory sentence. So I would write, and I want you to pay attention because this is probably what you could do too. In the article, amazing animal adaptations, Mr. Wolf explains how adaptations help animals survive in their habitats. And that's going to be our topic sentence, the topic sentence we use for our summary. Now, this is only part of our summarizing sentence, our summarizing paragraph, because I know in our class we've said that once you have a topic sentence, you have to have some supporting details or some evidence from the text. I always tell my students to have at least 3. You could have up to 5, but at least 3. Now, we're going to use this because there's 3 paragraphs. That tells us there's probably going to be 3 pieces of evidence. So let's look at this first one. It says many animals use camouflage to blend in with their surroundings. All right, I just found an adaptation, right, that helps them survive in their habitat. The first adaptation we found was camouflage. Now, let's explain that. How do animals use camouflage? Well, in the text, we see the Arctic fox has a thick white coat in winter. It matches its snow, and when the summer arrives, it changes the color to brown to blend in with rocks and plants. So I could write, because I want to put this in my own words, I don't want to plagiarize. Arctic foxes or Arctic fox fur changes color throughout the year to help it blend in with their environment. Okay, and I actually did a sentence, and I probably wouldn't have wanted to do a sentence there. I probably would have just put Arctic fox for one explanation, and I probably would have put fur changes color throughout the year to help it blend in with their environment. Those are 2 ways that I can explain about camouflage. Now let's go to this next one. Look at that next paragraph. It says animals like ducks, otters, or frogs have webbed feet which are perfect for swimming. So, what is the adaptation they have? If you're saying webbed feet, you're right. And can you tell me about that? We know what animals there are, right? Ducks, otters, and frogs. So I'm going to write that down because that's probably information I need to know. And how do they use that? It says the webbed feet act like paddles, allowing the animals to move quickly and smoothly through the water. This adaptation is helpful for animals that spend a lot of time in or near water, as it makes them faster swimmers and better hunters. Ooh, that last sentence really gives me a lot of information. It makes them faster swimmers, and it makes them better hunters. Now, I'm going to keep on going down my article. I'm going to go to this last one. Let's look at this first sentence right here. Read it with me. In colder climates, some animals, like bears, had the adaptation of hibernation. Now, you probably have heard of hibernation. You may not have realized that it was an adaptation, but that is another adaptation that animals have. Now, but why do they hibernate? What's going to be our explanation? It says during the winter when food is scarce, bears go into a deep sleep called hibernation. Their bodies slow down so they don't need as much food or energy. This adaptation allows them to survive the winter months when food is harder to find. So, when food is scarce, bears hibernate so they don't need as much food. And again, I guess I could have put that down there and just put bears here because that's the animal that it listed. Are there other animals? Are there other animals that use hibernation? Absolutely, but those are the ones. Now, we're going to keep on moving. At this point in time, you may have started with a graphic organizer that looks something like this. At this point in time, we've filled out this much. Amazing Animal Adaptations, Mr. Wolf explains. We have all the information that we pointed out from the article, and we've put that all together. But now that we've done that, what next? Well, next, we're ready to write our paragraph. So we're going to start with our paragraph. Now, the good thing is we've already got our topic sentence. It's right here. Now, obviously, if you're typing it, this makes it easy. If you're not typing it, well, you're going to have to write all this out. But we already have our topic sentence. In the article, Amazing Animal Adaptations, Mr. Wolf explains how animal adaptations help them survive. Now we're going to look at our evidence and our explanations. So I'm going to write, for example, and you would do something like this too. There's lots of terms we can use to begin a paragraph. For example, one adaptation, because that's what the whole thing is about, some animals use is camouflage. That just gives me the evidence. Now I have to explain it. And I'm going to use what I have up here to explain it. Arctic fox fur changes color to match the seasons. Which helps them stay hidden. And if I remember from the text, and I'm sure you do too, it said from predators and prey. And I'm going to go ahead and add that. So if you notice, I didn't put the words in the exact same order. I'm still rewriting this, kind of revising it as I go. Next, we're going to be in this second adaptation. Okay? Another example of an animal adaptation is webbed feet. And now we're going to explain it. Ducks, otters, and frogs have webbed feet which helps them swim faster and hunt better. And that is our second piece of evidence. Third, or finally, another adaptation. Some animals have is hibernation. Bears will sleep during the winter months when food is scarce. Now, that's a pretty good paragraph, but we're still missing that wrap-up sentence. Your final wrap-up sentence is just how we end the paragraph. And it's just a basic summary statement. Together, comma, these adaptations show how animals have evolved, or we could say changed, have evolved or changed to survive in their environments. Okay, and that is how we write a summary using the SAAC method. We start with the topic sentence, we find evidence, and we find an explanation for the evidence. Then we put it all together, and then we write a final summary statement. Okay, if you're using the races method, this fits this. This is your citing your evidence. This is your explaining. This is your summary. Okay, and this is our answer. Okay, the only difference in races is we don't have a question ahead of us. So I hope this helps. This is what in our class we're going to be working on soon, and I hope this kind of helps give us some guidance about what we're going to be looking for. And until next time, happy reading and writing.